8 weird things found frozen in ice Antarctica. There is no location on Earth more intriguing than Antarctica. The white continent has no time zones and no countries. But on the other hand, it has lots of mysterious and bizarre findings. And today we are going to show you the 8 unique discoveries made on this place. Number 1. Blood Falls. What at first glance seems like a slaughter scene is in fact a waterfall, specifically the Taylor Glacier in Antarctica. The bright blood red liquid actually flows over the ice and falls into the sea. But don't worry, it's not actually blood. What happens here is that this unusual waterfall contains so much iron oxide that it makes the water look like blood. A few miles away from there is an ice-covered lake, and the salinity of the water there is 4 times greater than in the sea. That's why both the lake and the blood waterfall freeze only at a temperature of 14 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 2. Martian meteorites. Turns out astronomers don't have to travel exhausting long months in order to study the red planet, because they can be found right here on Earth. More specifically on the frozen landscapes of Antarctica. The vast land of this continent makes it easier to spot meteorites since they stand out in contrast with the white coating of snow. In fact, over 62% of meteorites found on Earth are discovered in Antarctica. And one of the reasons for that is because the extreme cold weather protects this space debris from corrosion. For the past 46 years, scientists have found nearly 16,000 meteorites in Antarctica, and one of the oldest one ever found is possibly from the Martian surface. According to geologists, this potato-sized rock was found in December of 1984 in Antarctica by a US meteorite hunting expedition and weighed about 4 pounds. It's believed that the meteorite was formed about 4.5 billion years ago, and it's possible that it was formed from an ancient Martian volcano eruption. Number 3. Bizarre marine creature. Deep under the thick layers of Antarctica ice, American archaeologists made a truly terrifying discovery. During one expedition, they came across a bizarre marine creature, different from any living being ever seen on Earth. The length of this creature was about 8 inches. Its body was covered with salient bones that resembles human teeth, and its jaw was retractable. Such a thing left scientists without answers, and since then, they have been trying to determine the origin of the creature, what it feeds on, and its classification on the animal kingdom. Number 4. The Lost Ship. In 1914, the Imperial Transantarctic Expedition began. Its mission was to cross the icy continent from one side to the other. 2 ships joined this journey, Endurance and Aura. The leader of this expedition was the polar explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton. On board of the Endurance, he was to sail to the Weddell Sea, while the second ship, Aura, was to sail to the Ross Sea. Unfortunately, Endurance never made it back home and got stuck in the ice. The group led by Sir Shackleton crossed the Weddell Sea in a lifeboat and then had to walk across the ice desert to a whaling station to get help. Luckily, they managed to return to their motherland after 17 long and cold months. The ship, though, remains frozen forever in the ice of the White Continent. Number 5. Tropical Continent. Deep below the seafloor, researchers have revealed evidence of a leafy forest that existed on Antarctica around 90 billion years ago, which means that the now frozen land was once home for many species of plants, trees, animals, and even early civilizations. The scientists discovered fossilized wood, leaf impressions, and signs of tropical trees. Moreover, they have found fossils of marine animals, dinosaurs, and birds from the Cretaceous period. Number 6. Unusual animal fossil. In 2009, archaeologists made another amazing discovery in the White Continent. The ice of Antarctica have been hiding the fossilized residues of a unique and bizarre creature. The creature had the size of a cat, but unlike cats, this animal was oviparous. It's classified as a distant relative of modern mammals, and this creature lived more than 250 million years ago. According to the scientists, this animal could have migrated from Antarctica to the southern Africa during the period of global warming. This journey was possible at that time because Antarctica was part of the supercontinent called Pangaea. Number 7. Centenary Whiskey. 2 boxes with Scotch whiskey were hidden in the ice of Antarctica for more than 1 century. When the treasure was found by archaeologists, they didn't remove it right away. They were too afraid of damaging their finding. For that reason, they waited for several years, until all the necessary tools were gathered to the site, so they could begin the extraction. But it wasn't over yet. After carefully removing the boxes, the bottles were then defrosted from -4 degrees Fahrenheit to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, a process that took almost 2 weeks. But the result was worth it. 10 bottles of excellent whiskey managed to stay intact there for a whole century. Number 8. Extended Skull. 3 elongated skulls were found in Antarctica in 2014, indicated an early human civilization in the frozen continents in the past. The most fascinating thing about this finding was that they had a very unusual shape, similar to the elongated skulls found in Egypt, Peru, and other locations. So no, this doesn't mean there were aliens in Antarctica. Turns out that in ancient civilizations, enlarging skulls from an early age was a common practice. According to archaeologists, this means that there could have been some kind of contact between African, South American, and Antarctic civilizations back then. Have you been to Antarctica? Which of these discoveries most impressed you? Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel.